Cal is still sitting here on his Arbiters. Cal's been doing very well with his Arbiters, I have to say. Sometimes he gets them killed by turrets for no reason, but for the most part, he does very, very nice recalls. Those 3 Arbiters, probably 2 of them are hallucinated, just going by the fact that Protoss are sneaky. Sneaky Protoss. Although I don't know where they are. I don't see the hallucinated Arbiters. Wow. Sometimes I have a little mind blanks on what the units are called, because when I'm playing I just think, oh, it's that thing, oh, it's this thing. I know what they do, but I don't really think of their name. But there's the Protoss Arbiter moving into the lower position. That's, I think... Oh, I guess Flash doesn't have a base there. I thought he did, but then the teal Flash and the teal minerals sort of look alike, and I guess I just happened to see something that wasn't really there. So if that's the case, if Flash does not have the lower position, then that does mean Cal is base up on Flash. So Cal is doing very, very well at this point. He doesn't have Flash on the ropes, but he has a better economic game than Flash does. Although, by the other hand, on the other side of that, if he doesn't have Flash on the ropes and he's mining more, it means he's going to run out of minerals sooner. So he needs to be able to do something. That's probably why he's being so aggressive, because he knows he has a slight advantage. And that was a nice couple of storms. Hey, the defense matrix on the siege tank. Those siege tanks back behind are really, really penalizing this Protoss. Penalizing, punishing, a lot of P words. Pissing off this Protoss. How about that? So once again, it's... I would say Flash is coming out ahead on these engagements. He is driving Cal back, and even though he's losing forces, I think Cal is losing just as many forces, and I think Flash is being more cost effective. Flash is able to repair his forces, and just in general, if you can't break the Terran army, then you're not doing very well. It's always risky. I don't know why Cal keeps attacking the army itself. Generally speaking, when you're playing Protoss, you don't want to attack the siege Terran army. Here where it's on the move, that's a good place to hit it. Although this may not have been the best thing for Cal. And what is that storm doing? Apparently Cal just really didn't like those rocks right there. He was like, you know what? Those rocks suck. They piss me off. I'm going to kill off those rocks. So now Cal's been forced back in order to try and, defend this, but he can't really move against that line of tanks. So, tanks are slowly moving in. I think they're probably within range of the Nexus at this point. Maybe not. Yeah, it looks like they are. But it does look like Cal has some troops coming in from the south. He's going to try a pincer movement here. He's going to, get in with his inner crab. I like crabs, just not in a, naughty sense. Those kind of crabs are not my friend. The normal crabs, you see them like Kinch. I don't know what I'm talking about. And, okay, yeah. There was a stasis that came in, although that may actually hurt Cal more than it will help him. Oh, no, he has a lot more Dragoons than Zealots. He ended up stasising the ones in the front, so his Zealots would have a hard time getting into them. But his Dragoons should still be okay. Although that's a lot of tanks. I don't even think, even with, stasis, I don't know if he can beat this. There was a pretty good storm, though, so he is cleaning it up pretty well. And here come some Goliaths that are going to take out the Observers. So that is a very, very weak... Yeah, it's going to get driven back there. He's not going to quite be able to take that out. And here comes the conga line of Zealots saying, hey, did we miss the battle? And Marcus Aurelius says, you missed the war. I don't do a good Marcus Aurelius voice. Oop. Got one mine on you. Like I said, mines, they're good at preventing the Protoss from moving too quickly, or whoever you're playing against. They'll mostly be killed, but they don't cost you anything. They're part of the Vulture. So, use them. Not using them is dumb. And yes, this expansion got taken out. We still have some probes mining, and they're going to be long-distance mining now. Oh, and hey, since he lost the upper right, he's going to try and take the lower left. Make that army move a long way in order to deny him. This all hinges on the fact that Flash only has one army, and Flash very rarely does. There comes Flash's backup army. The Fighting 17th. I love Stephen Colbert. He's my friend. Alright. And there's going... Okay, wow, that Observer lived. I saw all those Goliaths unloading on it. I was like, there goes an Observer, but nope. He did survive. And he is now... Flash is moving down towards the newly created expansion. He is not going to let Cal keep mining. He's like, damn it, one of those expansions is mine. Gotta learn to share, Cal. But here comes Cal. Cal has a force that can stop this. Up in the upper part, he was slow to respond. He didn't quite get his guys out there, but he should be able to stop this one. There are not nearly enough tanks backing that up. So Cal is moving in. Flash has some Goliaths. Okay, here come the tanks. But I don't know if that's really... Never mind. The Zealots ended up finding a whole lot of mines, and they blew up. I think they did take some vultures with them, though. So now we have mostly undefended tanks. And undefended tanks do not do very well against Zealots. Zealots run in, take a few shots, and then just, kind of hunker down next to the tank. And while they're hunkering down, they're stabbing it with, mind blades and psionic attacks and other things that aren't very fun. At least they're not very fun for the Zealots. They're not very fun for the tanks. They're fairly fun for the Zealots. If I was Zealot, I would love to be able to just sit there and eat away at a big Terran machine of death until it blows up. Okay, so here's Flash. Wow, those Arbiters are actually very slowly taking out this army. They're like, we do 5 damage a shot, but we'll kill you. Flash actually does need more Goliaths, though, because, it's one of those things. Eventually those Arbiters are going to start killing things. And an Arbiter feels even better about himself than a Zealot when he takes out a tank. He's like, oh yeah, I did that. But yeah, it looks like this expansion's not going to be able to stay up. This expansion's going to be taken down again. But Cal is up at the upper right again. Cal is just not going to let Flash deny both of them. Like, hey, I can keep making these all day long. And Flash is like, well, really you can't. You're going to run out of minerals. Flash has it in the back. But hey, Cal has the bases and Flash doesn't. So Cal's probably doing better on minerals slightly. Although granted, Cal really has not been successful in any harassment lately. He got that one he's gotten the expansion down twice. But other than that, he's not really gotten in there. Although at the same time, Flash, for the most part, hasn't been... he'll take down expansions as they're coming up, but he doesn't take out an active expansion. He doesn't take out probes. He's denying mining, but he's not cutting it off. He's not killing, the current mining. He's just keeping Cal from getting any new mining. But we'll have to see. It's still, I don't know who to say has an advantage right now. I would say Flash only because Cal can't seem to push him back, but Cal does seem to have the economic advantage a little bit. Flash is only being helped by the fact that Terran never die. Terran do not need minerals, they're above them. Minerals, what are you talking about? And I don't know why those Dragoons are running away from those Vultures. Dragoons can kill Vultures, Cal. It was not like if he was mining and you were withdrawing, I would understand completely. But, Vultures without tank support, yeah, take them out. Just knock them down. And there's the Goliaths. Yeah, you better run out of there, Arbiter. Arbiters are even worse against Goliaths than they are against turrets. And you're not running away well enough. Although that stasis is going to get this cleaned up pretty well. That's a lot of worthless tanks. And that would have been a really nice mine drag except for the stasis. Those tanks in the back actually will save their fellows. I didn't see all those back there a second ago. And I certainly didn't see this big old line of tank reinforcements. Big, beefy, tanky reinforcements. So, Cal needs to be careful. He's starting... I'm noticing that his armies are getting slower, or not slower, but smaller and smaller in each engagement. And that is not a very... Cal is not an icon of, doing well. That look on his face wasn't, all condescending and smirky and, yeah, Cal. It was sort of like, ugh. This could be doing better for me, and wow. He does not have a lot of the maps scouted out. There's a lot of dark spaces and a lot of places I know Flash has stuff that Cal doesn't know Flash has stuff. So, those turns have been doing a very good job about keeping observers away. And again, what I was saying about Cal just not harassing very well. He'll take, he took out that one base, and, he will move in, and they're fighting over the corner bases, but, he's not harassing Flash's income, and you can't keep going in. If you're not taking out the army, you can't keep going against the army. Because the army will outlast you and is more, economically efficient than you. And here comes Flash in to take out the upper base again. Man, I feel like we've seen this about 3 times now. And this time there's no... Well, okay, there's the army. I was going to say, there's no army really to stop him, so those probes are going to die. But here come the Dragoons. Skittling along, settling along. And I don't see any Arbiters here to take out the tanks. So thankfully there aren't a ton of tanks. But there are enough that are going to clean this up, it looks like. So another expansion goes down for Cal. Another one bites the dust. and a Dragoon dies, a Dragoon dies, and LGG's. So Flash takes game 1. So STX Soul is up 1-0 in this match between the two of them. Flash, the Terminator, manages to take out Cal. Not to anyone's real surprise, although granted, Cal was not a bad person to put up against Flash. Cal is certainly one of their best players. So, good job, good game, good attempt, Cal. You certainly held him off pretty well. Flash had to wait for like 40 minutes before he took you down, so I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, buddy. Alright, so there goes game 1. That was me clapping. Hey, I haven't heard that in the commentary in a while. That was me clapping, and we will go on to game 2 in KT versus STX Soul.
그 부분이 조금 아쉽고, 야 정말 이영호 선수가 괜히 괴물이 아니네요 정말. 야 매매 있는 미네랄과 가스 거의 다 채취했는데 캐리 하나 안 나왔어요.